Reporting live, we alive. You tapping into the elect Godcast, presented to you straight from second meat. Let nature take its course, let us tap into the source. I say,
get them ethers with it. It's not a nature. Some say Anunnaki. Written in Sumeria. Cooling with my hockeys. We bound to tear.
37 Acre OGs, yes sir. It's your brother, Nutter Nature, host of the Elect Godcast. Here for you with another episode. You already know what time it is, okay? I'm with my brother, the young GodkingAki. We in the building, getting ready to build. You already know how we do it. All right, first I want to kick it off by saying Happy New Year's to you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back off this thing, having me, first of all. And yeah, Happy New Year, like you said. Vernal equinox. We know the real New Year's. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We know the New Year's is when, the sun come back around. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
So,
Springtime, get it back.
yes, and it's what? So it's March 21st. You already know we're going to do some mathematics. You know, I'm a mathematician these days, you know what I'm saying? But getting into some mathematics. Today being what, March 21st. So doing simple mathematics of just the day, that gets us to wisdom and understanding, right? Being 2, 1, 2 is wisdom. Wait, no, that would be wisdom and knowledge, okay? 1 being knowledge, 2 being wisdom. Or if you want to add that up, 2 plus 1 equals 3, which equals the understanding, overstanding, understanding, okay? So today being knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's actually perfect when you think about it. To start off the New Year's, today is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Or if you want to do addition for the whole day, my boy, what's today's mathematics with the addition for the whole day?
So what you got to the 6, the date plus the month plus the 7 from the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that'll get us to 13. Oh,
Yeah. Last time we was building, wasn't it a 4 day?
I believe so. I forgot.
Damn, no, but you already know 4 is culture of freedom, okay? And that's perfect. So the mathematics of today is actually 1, 2, 3, 4. We got knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and culture of freedom, okay? Perfect synchronicity. You already know we lining up with the stars because we is the stars, okay?
I say.
Yes, sir, I say. Nah, it's a lot of stuff I want to get into, man. But really, have you seen them talking about these UFO sightings?
Yeah, man. What I heard about it, small little rundown. What I heard about it is basically there's been a mothership spotted in our solar system, I guess. And from the little article that I read about it, they said that they also spotted smaller ships coming out of that mothership, like into our solar system as well. So that's very interesting to me. Um, I always had a feeling this, you know what I'm saying, ever since I was young, that we the only type of intelligent life in the universe. Just a sense of how vast it is, having a sense of how vast it is. And yeah, a lot more we could get into, but what you feel about it?
Man, I feel like, well, for one, I low key kind of feel like they first I know they're giving out false information, but I feel like, cause you know about that Project Bluebeam they got going on,
I heard about that.
where they could basically, fake UFO sightings and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Make something appear.
yeah, fake a lot of stuff. Like it was actually, they was talking about how they could use that to fake the rapture with Jesus coming down, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I think they actually used that before somewhere in like Africa. I seen a video of it. It was like Mother Virgin Mary up in the sky, like a cloudy type of illusion, the Virgin Mary in the sky. Everybody was losing their top.
That's crazy. But no, I mean, it could be because I definitely believe in aliens. Well, for one, I believe I'm an alien. I believe we are aliens at the end of the day because extraterrestrial is outer Earth, and we know that we didn't begin on this Earth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta be aliens. You know what I'm saying? And then even when you looking at ancient civilizations, so much alien activity going on, and then they talking about. Didn't they say like a mothership was hovering or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
What you think to that mothership?
You say what?
What you think is to that mothership?
Honestly, it could be several things. About Nibiru, that planet.
Hmm.
Yeah, that for those that don't know, Nibiru actual planet. Some call it Planet X. You can do your research on it. But that planet is about 9 times the size of Earth. And it kinda navigate the universe. It's kinda like a ship because it can move around. Been in our solar system before. And a lot of people say that it's been here, but could be that. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
That's a good one. It could be many things. You know what I'm saying? It could be many things because then the ancient texts also talk about the watchers. Specifically, the Book of Enoch talk about the watchers. You know what I'm saying?
yo, camera went out.
My bad. I got a call. Where I get cut off at?
Uh, what you were saying? Damn, that shit just hit my mind.
The watch talking about the watchers.
Yeah, watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the Book of Enoch and other ancient texts talk about the watchers, which are like could be looked at as higher dimensional beings or angels or whatever. But that being extraterrestrial, because angels are, you feel me, from other dimensions, higher realms. So talk about them, you feel me, watching humanity. You know what I'm saying? See where we go. Because we've been doing a lot of dumbass shit. They got motherfuckers got nukes pointed at each other, like literally. The deadly nukes pointed at each other, folks. Like,
Yeah, definitely easy. Speaking of that, I've heard that military bases, and it's not going to happen to multiple. That's the crazy part to me. But certain military bases where they had nukes set up and like disassembled mysteriously,
yeah,
and it was like also like the technology was going down around that time, leading me to think that it was something to do with like extraterrestrial or like real advanced technology.
facts. I definitely heard of that too. I
Mm.
definitely heard of that too. So yeah, it could be many different things, but
But
you
now,
feel me? You say what?
but while we touching on the extraterrestrials, like just the reason why I always be open minded to it. And I can't even say that fully because I was open minded to it even before this, but I actually had the experience. I seen the UFO. Well, let me not say extraterrestrial experience. I had the experience where I seen the UFO.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, I never forget that shit because I I was always interested in that type of stuff, and I always wondered, you know what I'm saying, what's really out there, as I still do. But I kind of asked, I kind of wanted myself, I wanted to see a UFO. I remember telling myself that. So I feel like, um, basically what happened was when I seen it, I had a girlfriend at the time, my ex. We had just gotten into an argument, so I was at her crib at the time. So I ended up leaving, going back to my crib. I backed up in the driveway, per usual, how I always used to do. And I was just watching some videos, getting up on some knowledge. And as I'm doing that, I see a crab. I see something like something out of my peripheral vision. It was like a big black something that caught my attention. So I look up, and this coming. I'm backed in the driveway. My neighbor's crib across the street. Like this would be the horizon. I just see something huge coming over the crib, over the horizon, like damn it, right over me type shit. So I was instantly froze when I looked up because it didn't even look like it should be flying in the air because it didn't have no wings, nothing like that. It didn't look like no plane, nothing I ever seen flying before. It was cylinder shape, kind of like a blimp, but different. It was like bigger than a blimp, and it wasn't even going fast. It just was kind of gliding over me, and I was froze. Like to this day, I wish I would have took a picture of it just to have some proof, some footage to show everybody. But it's like ultimately, I'm glad I seen it for myself. You know what I'm saying? I remember thinking that when I went to sleep that night. Like even if nobody believed it, I'm glad I seen it for myself, so I can really, you know what I'm saying? No, but I'd say this though. Even with that experience, it could have been a government machine or a UFO or extraterrestrial. You know what I'm saying? We know that they got certain type of aircraft too. So
That's right. Man, so y'all, when y'all see their ass talking about some, oh, we shot down this, ooh, they didn't, come on now. They didn't shoot down no fucking extraterrestrial ship, okay? Like, think about it. If we talking about an intelligence, an extraterrestrial intelligence that has a ship that can come down to the third dimension and things like that, they're not shooting that shit down. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of false information going out there. Like, and
yeah,
then that first,
our technology definitely not on that level to be shooting down no UFO.
and at first, wasn't they talking about some, it was a China drone or some shit like that?
Yeah, I was hearing a lot about that, like that balloon, Chinese balloon that they shot down.
Like, what the fuck? Yes. But then again, you know, it's the age of information. The info already out, so they can't hide it. So they gotta just put it out there bit by bit, just so motherfuckers can't get used to it. Like they trying to condition motherfuckers. Same way they doing the movies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So, but we know how to discern. We know what's going on. But
like
man, I really want to talk about what's been really bothering me is like this gang culture, man. Like this gang culture needs to be talked about, okay? And it needs to be heard by men and any young man out there, literally. Or females too, because I see females gang banging now too. Talking about shooting other females, toting pipes and music videos. So this for the females as well, you know what I'm saying? And this it's really you already know that that's not conducive to our reality. But people still want to be kids for too long. Like that kid, like yeah, I used to do dumb stuff. I used to, you feel me, dabble in a lot of negative things and just basically doing things that wasn't conducive to my life. But I got out of that phase. You know what I'm saying? As we grow up, we all should be moving out of that phase to where we out here acting a fool. Like really, men need to act like men, women need to act like women. And we need to stop acting like fools for one, and for two, we really gotta stop the hate with each other, man. Men and women beefing, men and men beefing, women and women beefing. We don't all gotta get along, but we just gotta stop the hate. You know what I'm saying? Like it's sad sometimes. Like I done had it's sad to say, but I done had better interactions with some white people than some black people. Like even I had a better interaction one time. I was in Honda. I ended up having a great convo. I think I told you about this one day. I ended up having a great convo with a white older man that was a Christian. a whole Christian. I ended up talking to him for like 10, 15 minutes. We had a great convo. Cause his energy was pure. Like I picked up on his energy and he was genuinely pure. You know what I'm saying? And a
Right.
lot of niggas ain't right. So it's like I love my people. I just want us to get back on track. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
it's yeah,
I definitely feel that deeply. Resonate with that because I feel the same way. Like like you said, the gang culture, you know what I'm saying? It's not cool. The streets, that's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? With some, I understand that that may be what you grew up in, that may be your environment. But I feel like, you know, once you get to a certain age and once you get certain knowledge, everybody got a choice. So
for
I feel
sure.
like knowledge, everybody get the call, but everybody don't pick. So
It's really it's really like a form of ignorance, to be honest. Like, yeah, people grow up in them environments, but it's like, I mean, because we know different things play a role, right? We know the food people eat play a big role. The music they listening to play a huge role. Chemtrails, you know, the lead. They say it's been a lot of lead in Chicago as well as Flint, Michigan, and all of that, but Chicago as well. And that's messing with your brain and how you act and how you react to stuff like that. So it's like a chemical warfare at the end of the day. So, but I don't want to give excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like these are it's things put in place to bring us down, but we really got to stop with the excuses. I really don't want to get too many excuses because y'all see it out there. Like, y'all see the real shit. Y'all see people pushing positivity. Y'all see OGs stepping on the street saying, stop the violence. I know y'all see New Era Detroit and Michigan doing their fucking thing, and in LA and in other cities too doing their thing. So y'all see people pushing positivity, pushing to stop the violence, pushing to just to get peace and to build with one another. Y'all see people in the streets in these dangerous streets doing it, but y'all don't take heed to it. You know what I'm saying? Like people not taking heed to it, and
for sure. I want,
that's gonna come to an end for sure. But go ahead.
yeah, that's a fact. I agree. And I want to say like the gang culture, bro, that shit dead. It's outdated. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, they used to actually have more principles and morals because it was actually the founders and everybody who created it. It was actually forces. You know what I'm saying? You would get violated for doing a lot of the things that's going on today. Niggas would be getting
Facts.
like it's really no structure and it's just outdated. You know what I'm saying? It don't we can't strive off that in our community, you know what I'm saying? What do it breed? It don't breed nothing but death and jail. So it's like how is we supposed to move forward with something like that? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just saying, back in the day, they actually had structure with it. If you feel like I think some of it may be coming from just that warrior spirit. And a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us got that warrior spirit. And
Uh-huh.
misused if you don't got the proper knowledge and information. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about the information. It help you form your inner self. So once you realize what you really is, then you will know what you should actually be fighting for, what you be willing to die for. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't it's your values, you know what I'm saying? It's all everything full circle with the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And that's why we seek to, you know what I'm saying, get knowledge and do our best and whatnot. Like, yeah, bro, it's a lot of structure that needs to be brought back. Like, even like with the Black Panthers, I gotta bring them up because gotta venerate them at every chance because just what they stood for and even how they went out is just real powerful to me. And I feel like if you have that type of soldier energy and you feel like you really want to step on something, we should have y'all should have some type of formation or we should have somewhere for y'all to go to something like the Black Panthers. That's what I'm trying to say, basically. Like, if you can aim that in the right direction, then we'll be able to move forward.
Facts. The Black Panthers was legendary, man. You know what I'm
For sure.
saying?
And that's not even just with the negativity. They did a lot of positivity. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure. Long live Huey P. Newton
I say.
and the other leaders of the Black Panther Party. They were
Chairman
very powerful.
Bobby Seale.
Yes, and it's crazy because it's like when you think about a lot of these black powerful movements, they got infiltrated and fucked up by other black people. Like, even though we know the CIA was, you feel me, the main force behind it, but it couldn't have happened without the infiltration of the black people. Like, if black people stood together and if they all stuck together on the same page, it wouldn't have went down like that with Malcolm X, with the Black Panther Party, with a lot of organizations, man.
Yeah,
Like
that's
even
fact.
the conscious community, even the conscious community we was tapping into a while ago. That everybody, that most people that got on this spiritual journey was tapping into, with young Pharaoh Sadi, what's his name, Netta and all that. Like, even
Hmm.
like a lot of their ass was arguing a lot. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too much building going on. Like, it'll be some building, but it's a lot of arguing. Niggas was getting mad. Some niggas was fighting. There was actually some fights. So
Yeah, for
it's like, yeah, as a people, we gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I like how you brought the Black Panthers up because, yeah, if you gonna be on that type of time, be on that type of time. Like, for reals. Like, even with the Crips, when we looking at the Crips, if I'm not mistaken, but the origin of the Crips around like the 70s or around that time, it stood for community revolution in progress. Community revolution in progress. Why was it called that? Because we knew who the enemy was. We had a common enemy. But we know today we're not saying the white man our enemy or nothing like that. But
mm,
at that time, you could think of the white man as our enemy because, you feel me, it was like years before that shit was getting treacherous for niggas. So it's like we
yeah,
knew who the enemy was and we had a common goal, slightly a common goal, because Crips and Blood started beefing shortly too after that due to like a lot of different things. But the Crips and Bloods didn't beef in the beginning for a little while. And from what I know, the Crips used to be called Community Revolution in Progress. So that tells me that we had some sort of organization. Like, even around the 80s, 90s, it was some sort of organization. You can't just go kill a kid. Your ass will get killed for going to kill a kid. Like, literally, you kill a kid, you damn near get killed by your big homie or something like that. Because that, you feel me, that's some sort of structure. You know what I'm saying? But go
right.
ahead, what you was gonna say?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I was just gonna say, like, with the infiltration, that ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting to look at, and it is important to look at because I feel like infiltration happened through multiple ways. Like, it's a military tactic, first of all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
If we could get someone in there acting like them, then we ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? We know everything they got going on, and we could take them down from the inside out. So it's really a military tactic, but infiltration can also happen through naturally without the military tactic, just from people with opposing ideas or like let's say people hating. You know what I'm saying? See,
yeah.
so that's also a type of infiltration. So it's like, fortunately, that's something that it ain't new, but it's something we always have to deal with. So we just gotta vet that as best as possible. I feel like, and what you were saying earlier about like, I think you was going into the women a little bit. You was saying like how to stop the fighting and whatnot.
Man, I seen a video. I ain't gonna say the name, or I ain't gonna sing the song, because I know a lot of people like the song and shit. But yeah, bro, like, she was drill rapping, bro. They was toting pipes in the video, big ass sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers was loving that shit. You feel me, going off the shit. They loving it, and it's like, man, man, I just gotta give my opinion, my 2 cents, and that's not it. You feel me? We need more Erica Badu's, I would feel like. But what you was gonna say? What you?
I agree. I agree. I got to get my take about that too. I feel like ultimately, you know what I'm saying, we can't ever really control what somebody else do. You know what I'm saying? It'd be hard enough to control your damn self and what you do. So
Right.
you got to focus on that. But when it do come to the time where you feel like you want to form a relationship with somebody, whether friends or more, whatever, I feel like, and I'm speaking for myself too, because like you really got to vet that person. See, do y'all share the same values? I say, especially more so for, I say friends too, but especially relationships. Like,
Mhm.
if we don't share the same value, it's clearly going to be a mismatch. And not to say that you can't grow, but if you might be trying to force them to grow a certain way, that's not the way to grow. So, like, we got to really check in on that. Find somebody to share similar values, and
Right.
we got to start back building up from the inside out. And the knowledge is a big part of that. The information, a big part of that.
Fact. We definitely gotta start, you feel me, dating motherfuckers that share the same values. Like, even in my experiences, I'm still learning this relationship game, you know what I'm saying? And it's a journey, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have that much emotional intelligence, or, you feel me, knowledge of how to act in relationships, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still learning that on the journey, but definitely gotta find somebody that's on your same vibe. Like, I know they say opposites attract, but masculine and feminine already opposite, so that's attracting. But y'all gotta be on the same vibe. So it's like y'all gotta, you feel me,
Mm,
somewhat like complement each other's interests and shit. Like,
right.
and a lot of times, like, we would think they on the vibe because they trying to do that, but they really just trying to do that just to kind of please you. They really not even really into it like that,
Mm,
and that be the case a lot of times. So
mm-hmm.
it really get tricky, but like, yeah, it really get tricky. But you know what I'm saying?
Too.
For sure, definitely gotta have spirituality within a relationship. Definitely gotta have spirituality. Like, the man should, well, the women could bring it too, but I feel like the man should bring that to the table. Like, the man should bring you feel me, the protection, the knowledge, security, of course, the financial protection, shit like that, the emotional protection, and a priest and a prophet of his household. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Drop that knowledge in your woman, and she gonna birth something even better. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely gotta get our knowledge up. So when we get a woman that we vibing with, we can give her something to create a family with. You know what I'm saying? Like, give her something to teach the kids, to even grow herself with. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
man, get to the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Man is mine. You know what I'm saying? That's an ancient saying. Man is mine, and mine, some would say, is universal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to get that knowledge, get the gnosis. You know what I'm saying? We got to know the ledge, and we got to drop that knowledge on our women. You know what I'm saying? Man, not dropping knowledge on their women because they don't really know too much. You feel me? I can't really talk shit because I used to be like that. Like, I didn't, you feel me? Motherfuckers would just link up, talk about regular stuff, smoke, do this and that. But it's like nobody was really having a electrifying intellectual conversations. When I got on my spiritual journey, I started to learn that I was a, what they call it, a sapiosexual or something like that.
Mm.
That's what they call it.
I've heard of that word. It's like you got to be mentally stimulated type shit.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the. I'm gonna use that word because I think that's what it means. But yeah, I'm turned out to be one of them. So it's like us men, us men gotta drop knowledge on our women. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta step up. You feel me? Big
Yeah,
time. We gotta step up big time.
I definitely agree with that. I feel like the way we go about it is real important because just again speaking for myself, I had experiences where I was young. You know what I'm saying? I was new to the knowledge and I kind of went about it the wrong way sometimes, maybe too aggressive, too, like I said earlier, you can't force nobody to do nothing. So it's like
Facts.
when somebody sees something the way, it ain't about just making them see it your way, but you to do it there with what it is that you do know, what it is that you can prove, what you actually know, or better yet, just you know what I'm saying, live it through your expressions, let it speak through you, and
Mm.
that's what I'm starting to see is really the best way, and people will come around. That's what if they meant to at least, you know what I'm saying. Everything not meant for everybody, but that's what they go back to what about the vetting process.
Yeah, that's facts. You know what I'm saying? Like people will come around. That's
Mm.
facts.
And another thing I want to say, like touched on this before. I think we talked about this, or you touched on this in the last one. But like, if the women, like, energy goes where, like, energy goes where attention, or attention goes where energy flows, vice versa. Energy goes where attention flows, type shit. So
Right?
if women gave more attention to, you know what I'm saying, the knowledge kickers, people that was really directly, because I'm just saying, I noticed like all of the negativity that he kind of glorified. I think it is funded actually by, I know it's funded by money industries, but at the same,
Mm-hmm.
now it's to a point where we funding it ourselves. The women, you know what I'm saying, they putting gas on that fire, they putting gas on that flame to the point that
Yeah.
it's leading more people to that false light. When
Mm-hmm.
on the flip side, if females was really more so into just intellectuals, I'm even gonna say you got to be vegan and none of that, but just intellectual or somebody who coming correct and righteously, that'd be slowly more the trend. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I like how you brought that up because that brought me to this point on that Spike Lee movie, that Chicago Spike Lee movie. I know a lot of people ain't like it. I ain't really like it that much either, but he had a great point in there where the plot was the women started protesting and saying no pussy, no peace. Meaning that if you're gonna keep killing, y'all not gonna get no pussy. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was very powerful when you think about it because the women actually do, you feel me, not provoke, but entice men to act the way they do just by showing that that's the type of man that they want. You know what I'm saying? But not all women, because I have been seeing women change. I definitely got to say that I have been seeing women change, and you feel me, start getting more intellectual, learning new things. You
Mm,
feel me, going after people with substance. You know what I'm saying? So I have been seeing it change, but that's because I'm in Chicago. I'm in the trenches with it. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
This shit.
But
I'm
no, that
just
that is powerful. I think I'm in that movie. It's been so long, but that do sound familiar, and that is very powerful. Like
yeah.
yeah, I could go too. What you think would happen if they really stood for that? If they really stood, what you think?
Man, it'll either be a whole bunch of gay niggas out here or niggas will stop killing. Like niggas will have to stop killing.
Probably,
It'll be a whole bunch of gay niggas or something.
probably a little bit of both, man. But hey, that's
Right.
powerful either way.
Yeah, that'll be dope. But yeah, like it's really the kids, like it's really the kids that be striking a nerve, like when kids get killed, because it's like that shit wasn't really going on that much back then. Like it really wasn't. And when it did happen, from my knowledge, you feel me, a little youngin' that did that, he got killed for doing that. You feel me? A little youngin', I ain't gonna say his name, but everybody know what I'm talking about. One of the little youngest from Chicago back in like I think it was like that. the 90s or 80s or something. He killed the kid. He got killed. So it's like we definitely need more structure. People sliding to funeral homes and shit. So it's like demons is really roaming the city. And when you think about it, I forgot what we was watching that one day when they was talking about like how there's different angels over cities. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like demons are what? Fallen angels. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely demons roaming around in these hot cities, in these major cities. Chicago being one of them. So,
Yeah,
but also remember, hold on, God. Also remember, just as much as the devil is busy, God is just as busy and even busier. You know what I'm saying? So you can definitely tap into your higher self, which is God, and you feel me, overthrow that negativity, overthrow that demonic energy that's trying to entice you to do different things and to think negative shit. And you feel me? How you out here fucked up? Go ahead.
yeah, I like that. I like how you said the devil busy, but God is busier because the good outweigh the bad. Positive beat. So that's why it's just best to stay on the right side of my. That's how I looked at it. Because you know what I'm saying. Love is stronger than hate. That's what really helped me come to that realization. You know what I'm saying? You could overpower some hate with some love if you do it the right way.
Yeah.
Touching back to what you were saying, um, man, what else? What you were saying? You was talking about the negative energy in the city and whatnot.
Yeah, just on like how we trying to change the frequency. That's what I'm doing. Your brother Net and Nature doing, and that's what more people doing. And once we get that collective energy flowing, we will get a shift in the city. You
Oh
know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
you were saying like how with the kids getting killed and whatnot, and I feel
Yeah.
like, I definitely that's striking nerve with me too. But also it's striking nerve with me every time. You know? It's just like man, so many of my brothers and sisters been getting just gunned down in the streets over you know what I'm saying over less shit that really
Mm.
has it down like that. Like, I don't let me Zach. He transcends do some foolishness just like that. It's like yeah, like I said, that shit striking nerve every time because it, you know it don't really be like man, it's deep, it's deep.
It
But
really do get real deep. Like,
I feel
but
like back to the knowledge, like or really self love. Like if you love yourself, if you truly love yourself, you gonna naturally have a love for all other people. Or I even say this, to say it better, I say if you love yourself and if you know that you God or emanate from God, you gonna
mm,
all other things that also emanated from God once you realize
fact,
because it's
fact,
like you would be playing yourself.
that's facts. You know what I'm saying? That's real facts. Like
You'll be fooling yourself to think we other than each other.
that's really what it be like. You know what I'm saying? Once you become the best version of yourself, tapping into your higher self, and then you become the worst version of yourself, tapping and getting into your lower self, which a lot of people be in. You know what I'm saying? So that's really powerful. That's really big. And man, we definitely want to remember that we gods out here and goddesses, and that's not to toot our own horn or nothing like that. It's really just going to science. Like the creation itself or the creator itself that created you feel me, the universes, the multiverse, all of that will have to be inside of you. Everything you create, like even as a person, anything you create, it's the essence of you inside of that. But even when we get into the ancient texts, like they all talk about how how we, like you said in the last one, we are souls having a human experience, and we basically we are we are God having an experience. God is using us to have a human experience, using everything to have an experience, period. The trees, animals, everything to have an experience. So you are creation. you've been here since creation. You know what I'm saying? Like you're really primordial when we get into the DNA and shit like that. But definitely getting back to that God shit, because it's like that's real true. Because even me tapping into my higher self, I automatically stop littering. And that was something I didn't even really notice, but I used to litter a lot and didn't think twice about it. I'm talking about I used to clean my car out sometimes, throwing shit out the window, just littering. And it's like I stopped. And it was crazy how I stopped. Like that's how you know you have a higher self. Like this is real shit. Like your voice in your head, your higher self telling you, like, nah, don't throw that on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Don't throw that on the ground. And it's like after that, I don't even want to litter. Like I get mad when people litter out my car. You can ask anybody that ride in my car and try to throw something out the window. I get on their ass because that's disrespecting yourself because you littering on earth and you are made of the earth at the same time. So it's like you disrespecting yourself, you disrespecting God. God is nature. You feel me? Nature, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
that was big, the no littering for me.
yeah, that's a fact. I'm on that same type of wave, which I have been on for a minute. I can't remember since when, honestly, but it just felt right, like you said. And same thing with that. I feel like that goes to the knowledge, because when you young, I've done it before. We all done it before, so it's like you might make light of it. You might just think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? You just toss something on the ground, especially if it's something small. But
Right.
the proper knowledge, we knowing that a lot of the stuff we throwing on the ground, it's not even biodegradable. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Styrofoams, stuff that could kill animals if they try to eat it, stuff that's gonna kill plants and
Exactly.
all type of life. And just I respect life. I value life greatly. So once you got that type of understanding of what you actually doing, it's like hell no. Why would I risk ruining life, destroying life when I could just throw it in the garbage can like you supposed to? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I say about that.
That's
You
right.
know?
Cause
Yeah,
they got us all this fake shit that we use, and it's like in natural times we didn't really need a garbage can because we eating fruits. You could throw the fruit peel on the ground; it's gonna nourish the ground. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now we eating wrappers. Motherfuckers got aluminum foil wrappers, plastic wrappers, tossing shit on the ground. But getting off that shit, you know what I'm saying? But so for you, what does it mean? For you, what does it mean to be God body?
to me, being God body is like I say I want to say, being God body is like in and then actually walking that faith, walking a certain faith, walking your talk when it comes to spirituality or when it comes to the knowledge that you done suck out or that you
Mm,
seek out. You know what I'm saying? Once you actually step in and your vibration match up with what you talking about, what you learning about, I feel like that's being God. And I
mm,
feel like that's what everybody should be striving to be instead of being on demon time, being on whatever the new shit is. We should be on God body mode. You know what I'm saying? And it's
right.
like, you want to be gang shit, you should be God body gang. That's how I see it. Because what's gonna come with that? Uh, Raising the frequency of yourself and the planet.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
That
Feel about?
was put. That was well put. I say God body is. I would even go into the Bible with this one. The our body is the temple of God that was spoken about in the Bible. So when you're looking at the temple of God, you're looking at your body. So when you're looking at people going to mosques, churches, going to, you feel me, different worship places as they temple, they not going within. When you realize that the body is the temple of God, you go within. And
Mm,
that's when you really achieve God body, you know what I'm saying? Going within, getting knowledge of self, And like you said, practicing what you preach and really, you feel me, stepping on shit. You know what I'm saying? And really, really repping that shit. So it's really the body is the temple of God. That's real facts.
Mm-hmm.
Real facts.
I like that perspective because you just reminded me, like, are even though we are spirits and souls, we are inhabiting a third dimensional human body. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is your temple, and what you put in your temple, the way you treat your temple, it can have an effect on the type of abilities you're able to access. You know what I'm saying? The type of heights you can achieve spiritually. I say, like,
Correct.
you want to put the right gas in the right type of car. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to access your God, God body abilities, you really want to activate your God body abilities, you got to be, you know what I'm saying, moving in correlation with that when it comes
Mm,
to diet, the way you're treating yourself, thinking about yourself and everything.
facts. Like I be trying to stay on my affirmations. Like sometimes I fall off, which I sadly do, but I really try to stay on my affirmations because when I do, I really feel the effects. Like I reap the benefits of the affirmations. Like it's not a facade, but it's not like a one day thing. It's something that you repeatedly do, but you will reap the benefits. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
anybody out there listening, just pick an affirmation, a positive affirmation, say it day after day, or like a habit you want to stop. You're gonna be able to tap into that energy because you will enlight into existence. You know what I'm saying? So affirmation is definitely powerful, and you know what I'm saying. Really treating each other with love because I am you, you are me. When we really get down to science and really get down to DNA. You know, well, I'm talking to the melanated people. You know what I'm saying? But I am you, you are me. So it's like we really got to treat each other with love, treat all races with love, but treat each other with love because when you talking bad about somebody else, you talking bad about yourself. Like when you sliding to go kill another nigga and you killing yourself. Like literally think about that.
Mm.
You're killing yourself. Okay.
Yeah, facts. That's
So
that's definitely definitely something to think about, something to digest. Like I'm sure everybody done thought about it before, but really taking the chance to reevaluate some things so you could, you know what I'm saying, move accordingly, make accommodations to put yourself in certain places.
mm,
Have certain set aside time for yourself if it's something you're working on so you can work on that. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta get practical and we gotta keep getting better as we go.
yes, yes, now. Oh, I wanted to ask you this. Did you see the movie Black Panther?
Yeah, yeah, I like that movie a lot. Love that
What's your take on Black Panther?
movie. My take on Black Panther, man, honestly, a while since I seen it. And you know, with me, I be forgetting a lot of scenes. Like it had to come to me. But I say this, I really did love it. I I kind of just love the fact, for one, that we had a black superhero finally, which I feel like we should have been had. I mean, they have had others, but really just like they did it dope. They made it look cool. They made, you know what I'm saying, how it should. I messed with the fact that it was African, dealing with the African society and whatnot. He was I feel like they was just bringing to light some of the royalty and some of the true powers that, you know, Africans can have, being the first incarnates of the God body. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, hmm, the movie was dope. Like I said, uh, it was real raw, bro. Like that part with Killmonger, I really messed with that part when he was like up in that museum telling them like what it is straight up. Cause I
I was
had
talking about the new one, dude.
the new one, the new one. Okay, okay.
But no, that part was raw as hell, though. Ain't it, man?
Shit powerful. Like that go back to what I was saying earlier. Niggas want to really muscle up. That's the type of muscling up you need to do. But The new one, man, that one was dope.
Because you know they tried to throw the Mayans in and let me get my quick take. I did like the movie, but then again, they kind of depicted the Mesoamericans as being evil. You know what I'm saying? Or like sort of like the enemy of the African. When at
Right.
the end of the day, when we looking at science, like 100,000, 200,000 years ago, the Africans came over here and ended up becoming those Mesoamericans.
Exactly.
So you know what I'm saying? So I
I think
don't.
a lot of people don't know that, so they be kind of playing with it. They throw some truth in with the lie. They twist it around, like they throw a little bit of truth in, but mix it around. I feel like that's what they did with that. And it could have been just to have an antagonist, protagonist, but nah, they if you want to tell the truth, you know what I'm saying, they ain't have to do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, bro, that's a fact, bro. Black people, we that's something I've been really learning about lately and really been amazed by lately. Just because I kind of be cross referencing my information through a lot of sources, and I keep finding that black people was the first, or should I say, melanated people was the first inhabitant of every civilization on like Asia, you know what I'm saying, Europe, America, everywhere. The Americas
Mm.
more than just Africa. And it's also interesting because it's like, man, it's a lot of stuff they don't want us to know. So that's why I love digging into that type of stuff. But like I said, we go back to all them places. If you look at the earliest people anywhere, it's gonna be us. You know.
I mean, yeah, it's like because at a point in time, the sun scientifically factual. At a point in time, the sun was so hot that the only people that could live on the earth was jet black people. So it's like
Mm.
that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? We just start off like that, but then it's like, so how you do you think? Because this what I've been thinking about. Do you think the lighter skin pigmentation comes from the less radiation from the sun, or the less powerful sun, or does it just come from different races genetically mixing with the African race, or mixing with the primary original black god that was up?
I'm gonna say I think that it can be actually both, but ultimately I think that the first people, from my knowledge, I was just doing some research on it. The oldest tribe is the Sands tribe of South Africa, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of got like they got Asian features, like they got chinky eyes and whatnot, and they got like they definitely lighter skin. They like what I'm saying, your tone or some lighter, but none of them is really dark skin. None of them jet black at all, and that's
Right.
all of the ones on the pictures I could find. You probably do got some outliers. That's normal, but with them being the oldest African, that tells me that nah, it ain't just due to the sun. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, maybe after all this time, they would have got darker or whatnot. So I feel like
Mm.
it's the DNA. You know what I'm saying? That melanated DNA, it can come in all shades. It can come in all forms and shades. I think that's what it is with that. What about you?
I might have to disagree. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, to a certain extent, but because I used to think that same exact way. I used to say like, "Oh no, it's just different shades." Because I remember seeing think that it was an African tribe that was, yeah, the Sands people. I had SETI was showing them a while ago when I think about it, talking about light skinned African tribe that never mixed their genetics, but.
Mm.
But I don't know, because when I think about it, it's like, so look, the Sands people that come before or after when the sun was radiating so hot, like our heads was bald and we was jet black. Sands people come after that.
Now, from my understanding, like if you would Google it, they'll tell you that this is the oldest tribe of like Homo sapiens. So I don't know. From my understanding, I'm guessing that these was it could have been other beings before them, but these is the first type of like modern Homo sapien like us type. With them, they wasn't bald, but they hair.
Wait, so they was Homo sapien or Homo sapien?
Honestly, that's interesting. I'm not fully sure on that because they do got some of the features. They do share some of the features with the monkey. No disrespect, just pointing out what I noticed when I was checking into it. And they got like a different type of bone structure and facial structure than a lot of Homo sapien. So could possibly be, uh, you know,
Right. Yeah, I think we what what Kaba say he said we went from Homo sapien to Homo sapien sapien to Homo super sapien, bro. He
mm,
said we super sapiens now.
yeah,
But no, back to my point though, I think cause when I'm in that sun, I get dark as fuck. So it's like I just know if I was in the area where it's baking, over a period of time, my skin gonna be dark as hell. But then again, I don't know if that's gonna have an effect on me having sex with another woman and that baby coming out dark just because I got a dark ass tan. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really sure with that. It could be true though, because that's what they try to say in science. Like, oh, the sun, woo woo, white people turn white because they were in colder climates, all that type of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I
no,
don't know. I do know when I hold on. I do know when I get in the sun, folks, I get dark as hell. I damn near be looking close to your skin complexion when I get in the sun.
funny.
So it's like I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel like that's why I said it could be both because I know that sun definitely will get to you over time, especially if you just, especially how the ancestors used to be. And to this day, like if you out in the sun all day, you ain't hiding from it, you just out there soaking, it's definitely gonna get to you. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely gonna send you a couple shades darker, and you probably will need a little more melanin to survive that type of sun. That's like, but
Facts.
with the white people, now that's a whole different story. I never bought that. Like I remember Bill Nye, the science guy, somebody who used to love to show us in school. He came out talking about that on Twitter, like saying that's the only reason for the difference in races. Only difference between white and black people is because we was in the mountains where it was cold, so that's why we got the skinny noses and lighter skin. We wasn't
Hell,
that much sun. Like nah, bro. And they like I said, they tell you with the lie. Like some of that does go into the biology about why they got the skinny noses. It was cold. That is true. But that's not gonna change you. You could bring a Caucasian to better yet, you could bring an African to Antarctica. And as long as they survive and have kids, they never gonna turn into a Caucasian. They never gonna turn into
right.
a white person.
Exactly.
It's not in the DNA to mutate like that. So
Exactly.
I never did buy that. And nobody should, if you ask me.
That's facts. You know what I'm saying? That's facts. Cause it's like, no, I ain't even gonna say that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna keep it PG-13 on this motherfucker. But yeah, man, that's how we coming today, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to stop the game coaching, get on God time, learn something so you can teach something. Learn what's the saying? Each one teach one. Each one reach one, each one teach one. So learn something, teach it to somebody so we can keep the cycle going. And you know what I'm saying? Just get back on tapping into our higher self, you know what I'm saying? Like connecting to source. In my son, what I say, let nature take its course, let us tap into the source. You know what I'm saying? So let's really, really get back on that type of time.
I say, definitely,
Yeah.
my brother.
And for the lost files, because we have been slightly giving y'all lost files. What's some lost files we could dig up out and throw out?
Man, bro, I got one that's fresh on my mind. I'm glad you asked me that. I
Mhm.
you a couple of days ago, but it's basically, bro, a lost file, basically a covered up slash lost file of an explorer called, his name was G.E. Kincaid, and this happened,
Ah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So this happened in 1909, and it was actually published in a news article of that like people still got the newspaper around, whatnot. But long story short, he was, he was basically searching through, he was sailing through the Colorado River, which runs through the bottom of the Grand Canyon. You know? So as he was sailing through there, I guess he was looking for something or just seeing. I don't know. I believe it said he worked for the museum, the Smithsonian Museum or something. So he was probably looking around for any excavation site, something like that. But basically, the article said he stumbled upon a stairway that was like way above the river level to the point where he had to climb up some rocks to get there. But he got up there, went up the stairs. As he entered into this little like cave entrance that was clearly man-made, he went into it and he seen long hallways. Like I said, all the structures, you could clearly tell it was man-made. People had been in there before, living in there and whatnot. He seen Egyptian hieroglyphics in there on the walls. He seen temples in there. He seen the statue of Buddha in there. It was like and it was vast in there. It was huge inside of this. Like they was living inside of there. Basically, it was enough space to live inside of this mountain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Facts.
like I said, that's just some of the things they found. They found weapons and they found mummies as well.
Yeah.
Uh, so long story short, he took this back to his employer, the Smithsonian, and he told them about it. And they sent out somebody else. I remember his name was Jordan. I forget his last name, but he went back out there with him, and I guess basically, they even did a little article about that, saying like, kind of like how we'd get an update if they just found something, but they'd be like, we'll get back to you later with the details. It was like that because they said, they just pointed out some of the stuff I just said that was found in here, and so he went back with the dude from Smithsonian, and long story short, shortly after that, it was no follow ups about what was found deeper inside of that mountain entrance, that cave entrance, and it was like barred shut. And not only that,
Didn't they say dude went missing or something like that?
yeah, yeah, they said he was never heard from again, never heard of again. And it's like, man, bro, I was just interested in the story, so I was looking into it. I found an old map of the Grand Canyon, and I seen the part he was talking about, and it was titled that on the old map. Like they changed it on the new map. You got to find the old map, but if you find the old map, it'll say on that part, it'll say like Isis temple, Buddha temple, all these type of ancient, you know what I'm saying, deities and whatnot that we venerate. And yeah, bro, that's crazy interesting. And the Smithsonian said to this day, they say that people they're not allowed to go to that point, and they just brush it off. Like it's been people who brought this to their attention, and they brush it off. Like, nah, he never worked here. All that. So it's basically a cover up. It looked like.
Man,
But what are they covering up though? That's the thing that really got. Like I said earlier, we was everywhere. We was here. We was in the Americas.
facts. That's a powerful lost file because it's crazy because that was one our fake was gonna bring up, but I didn't even remember. So I'm glad you just brought that to the family, bro.
Yeah, bro, that been on my mind heavy lately. Like I want to
No shit.
been there. That make me want to hit the Grand Canyon for real, even more.
No cap. Because it's like when we looking at like even it's ancient books. I can't think of the name of one of them, but it was an ancient book detailing how the first Egypt was over here in America. And when I first heard about it, I definitely didn't accept it, but I didn't fully neglect it. I did my due diligence. I'm still am doing my due diligence, but to my knowledge, I'm very sure. I don't know about the first Egypt, but it definitely was an Egypt over here. Even the Mississippi River was referred to as the Nile River a lot of times. That's fact. So, and then when we're looking at pyramids, they've been saying, because you gotta understand, like with archaeologists, they gonna find new shit every year. Like every 10 years, there's gonna be amazing new monuments being found, new digs being dug up. So it's gonna be a lot of shit that's coming up. So
Mm.
it's like they've been saying that a lot of these pyramids in Mesoamerica, Central America, is older than the ones in Egypt or over there in Kemet. But then again, I'm still skeptical of that because we know the Sphinx is almost what 36,000 years old. So they going off the dates they going off of is like 8,000 BC. You feel me? They're not really going back to 36,000 years ago with Kemet.
Mm.
But because we know that Sphinx, that's one of the oldest monuments built over there, you know what I'm saying? So I don't
Mm.
really know about that, but what I can say is I know this Billy Carson, he was talking about how the Egyptians had a Jedi Ankh pillar, and what this Jedi Ankh did, it transformed their molecular structure to where they could go through a portal, and they had like portals built. And if you want to see a portal, go to Google and type in like portals, or go to another search engine and type in ancient old portals. You'll see some pictures of some torn down little portals or whatever. But like that, he said that they basically use these Jedi Ankh pillars to go through these portals. And when you look at the hieroglyphics, it adds right up. And when you look at the ancient text, it add up because we got the same monuments on this side of the world and on that side of the world. You got the same deities. The Naga serpent that we know from Cambodia, Southeast Asia Nagas, that was over here first. To my knowledge, from what I learned, the Naga serpent was over here first in the Americas. Then you got a lot of ancient symbols that are in both places. A lot of the same monuments in both places. Okay, and it's like we gotta put two and two together because it's like because if that shit going on at the same time, either they just using telepathy, they talking to each other from across the water, or they using portals and going and being in both places at once. You know what I'm saying? Like as above, so below, as within, so without, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they
I, I think both of them is a possibility. But what I also think, bro, and I was kind of thinking, like, man, why we ain't never think of this before? Like, they told us life started in Africa, but you know, we've been royals, we've been guys, we've been civilized for the longest in Africa. So,
Mhm.
is it that crazy to think that we would have built our own boats and sailed? You know what I'm saying? Across that current that is sail you right over to the Americas or
Exactly.
anywhere for that matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we had boats. Like it's for a fact we had our own boats. So
We definitely have both. We came. I even heard of us coming from South Africa over to South America, and not even including the ones that came from from Siberia over there to Alaska. I heard we came on boats from South Africa over here to South America.
hell yeah.
And then when you look at the Earth, it kind of fit like a puzzle. That's what I just peeped not too long ago. The Earth fits like a puzzle because you know that they said it all used to be one. And
Yeah.
then, how long ago was that? That was like what some million years ago.
I don't know the date. I know it was a very long time, but they called it Pangea.
Yeah. It's crazy. Right down the street, they got Pangea Apartments.
Mm,
It's an apartment complex called Pangea Apartments right here on 78th. It's crazy. Yeah.
that's
But no, you say what?
that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to show you that shit. But yeah, man, it's like it's really crazy when you think about it. And that was a good point you brought up about the Grand Canyon because it's like shit. You feel me? They not trying to tell us our real power, man. You know what I'm saying? And you feel me? I know y'all heard about the Olmec, so it's like we know we've been over here since 8,000 BC. But then again, we know we've been over here before due to the falsely labeled the pygmies. The Twa coming over here like 100,000, 200,000 years ago. So it's like we
Like
know we've been over here. And then that's one way. I definitely know we sailed over here and we crossed from Siberia to Alaska. But I also believe we was hopping through them portals, gang. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like we really was, or not. If we wasn't hopping through portals, we had a ship that was getting us over the in a matter of minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
you
don't
feel
doubt
me?
I don't doubt it because what a lot of people be sleep on is the fact that ancient Egypt, ancient society, they had advanced technology to the point that it's more advanced than some of the stuff we got. You think your cell phone advanced? They had certain type of technologies that could heal you, that could literally heal your body of ailments, physically, spiritually, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like they was playing with vibration, lasers, all type of high technology crystals, and it's like we kind of we got to get back on that type of time.
Right. Let me get my.
And back to saying about like how I feel like a puzzle. That's interesting. It's cool. I can see that too. But also be wondering like, man, who really made these maps? Because
Oh yeah, that's facts. I seen a.
unfortunately, the map is not size. Like Africa is way bigger than it appears on the map that they give us. I forget the scale, but it's they downscale Africa a lot. And not only that, they say it's upside down. Like they flipped everything down. We'd really be distorted. Right is left, left is right, up is down, down is up. Like they did that, so we'd be distorted as to where we really at. And that's not so far fetched to believe. I see that it's been different maps before, and it's
Mm,
racing maps.
that's facts. They definitely inverted us. You know what I'm saying? Like, got a false sense of self. So I'm glad you brought that up, the Grand Canyon, because I definitely was going to end the live without bringing that up. So yeah, it's an hour 18. We getting ready to get out of here. Y'all been tapping into the Elect Godcast. Young guy, get a family some words before we get out of here.
Man, we made it. We made it to the vernal equinox. It's the new year. Gonna get warm out here. You know what that means. As great of a thing it is, we also know we gotta just do our best to stay focused and stay protected. It'd be a lot known, a lot to as warm. Let's just make sure we're getting into the right things and keeping our head in the right place. Lead with your heart. You know what I'm saying? Keep your heart and your mind in the right spot. And you know, just continue to push peace and whatever you believe you can. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Activity.
Right, yeah, man. Make sure y'all digest this message, man. If you didn't digest it all the way, replay it and get full digestion on this message. And make sure you share, like, comment, subscribe, put questions in the comments. Let me know who you want me to bring on the Godcast. And take heed to the message, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get distracted by the news out here because they're bigger distractions. It's a lot of fake news, but it's a lot of real stuff being covered up with a lot of fake things in the news. So make
Right.
sure y'all pay attention to that. Make sure y'all getting back on King and Queen time, God and Goddess time, and let's really stop the hate. All right, like I'm not gonna tell nobody to stop game banging because I don't even know what they got going on, but if you can just stop it. Like a lot of situations, nobody died, nobody shot you, nobody shot your homie, you ain't shoot nobody homie. but motherfuckers is beefing, trying to go do that. Like, I'm not even talking about the instances where it's dead bodies on it. I'm talking about people doing it just off clicking up with other people, and now you hating your brother that you don't like him because the nigga you just met don't like him, but the nigga you just met not even an asset to your life. But the nigga that you beefing with, he could fuck around be a genuine nigga if you got to meet him. But now it's like it's a lot of confusion going on. But off of that, make sure y'all tapping into your higher self. Link up with people that's conducive to your life. Okay, speak life. Don't litter on the ground. Okay, I know some of y'all gonna think that's corny or whatever, but really don't litter on the ground. Like, just really think about that. Yes, I know y'all tired of driving and see all that fucking trash on the grass. I know I am, but really think about that. And what else we touching on? Oh yeah, relationships. I'm myself trying to get better at relationships. Okay, so I'm not a know-it-all at nothing with relationships, but I am admitting that us young men have gotten relationships misconstrued, okay? And we are not treating women correctly the way they should be treated and doing what we should be doing, stepping on shit, you know what I'm saying? So make sure we out here stepping on shit, standing 10 toes, getting that gnosis, knowing the ledge so we don't fall off the ledge so we can, you feel me? Each one reach one, teach one. So get that knowledge, drop it on your lady and watch her birth something, you know what I'm saying? But y'all been tapping into the elect Godcast. It's your brother, Netta, Nature. Presented to you straight from Second Mink. We was in the building with the young GodkingAki, my brother. We signing out. Peace, love, and light.
Shalom.
Yes, sir.